Alright guys, so today um, I'm printing out another hull top. So I did the wings and now the hull with wings, and now I'm doing one without. So that's currently being printed. The trick with this hull top lid is getting it to drop onto the build plate correctly. It's really difficult, this one at least, to get onto the build plate flat. And I had a lot of trouble trying to get this thing to lie flat because it's very thin. You could lie it flat on this surface, but then the print head is going to have a hard time, I reckon, drawing that. Whereas if it's coming vertically through the layers, it tends to print out clean. The only problem is it's very difficult to get it flat on here and then get a decent brim adhesion because you're going to get a bit of warping on the corners. So that's the only thing I'd say with this. Um, I'm doing it with two walls and no infill on this particular one, so it speeds things up quite a lot to 3 hours. And the double wall thickness is sufficient to give it strength. And three top and bottom layers, for the hook at the top. You may have to cut away at the tip here a little bit around the edges to let it into the gap or the slot where it fits into. It's a bit tight. Now, one omission from this Sergey, I think, who drew this, I think he's Russian, is he didn't finish it off. He didn't provide a number of items which you have to buy yourself, which is fair enough, but he didn't provide instructions or where to get them. And I'll post them up to Thingiverse when I've done the build. But the other thing he didn't provide is that there is a groove here for a seal. But where's the seal? He never drew it, just didn't bother doing it. And he could have done, because Fusion 360 does have a facility, if he was using that, to take this channel and do something called a sweep. You basically you draw a circle in here in a sketch, you place it into there, and then you do a sweep around it. And I've been figuring out in Fusion 360 how to do a sweep, and it isn't easy. There is a video out there, and it's not bad actually. It's up on Autodesk. I'll provide the link to it. It is quite good, but again, it's somebody who knows Fusion 360 quite well, and it assumes you've been through the beginning training. But what he shows is pretty good. He first of all takes this shell or can, if you like, which he's got electronics mounted into, and he creates a trench in there effectively, which is fairly straightforward to do if you follow this video. And then what he does is he goes to inspect and he switches on something called it's called section. I think it's under inspect, and you come down to section analysis and you click on this little thing here, which is not the same as his video because he's using a Mac, right? And Macs are always Apple Macs are always different. But if you click on that, what you can do is you can pin to the toolbar so it appears there, all right? Because what you want to do is create a section through this box effectively, so you can then see the channel in here. Otherwise, it's very difficult to position your sketch, your circle effectively inside of this channel. And it is important you place this right in the middle and adjacent to the walls, because when you do the sweep, it's going to use the path that's in here as a mechanism to take the profile, which is this thing here. So you can see it talks about single path, a profile. The profile is your little circle that you draw and you place into the channel, and then you select the path, and you have to kind of get the positioning by clicking on home or whatever, So you can actually see this channel and click into it so that it knows where the path is to then go and draw through, using your circular, probably 2.4, 3mm, whatever you want to make this disc, and it will then use that disc or circle you've drawn as a mechanism to act as the profile, to use the chosen path. It'll put an arrow when you select the path, and then it'll come up and it'll say distance is 1. That should come up automatically. You can see it appearing here as well. And then what it will, and you select new body, and he does, if it says cut, just replace that with new body. Perpendicular to the it's that dimension, I think it is, yeah. All this selected with the tick box here on chain section or whatever it is, and single path. And then it will draw effectively that. And then what I did is I then deleted out, because I didn't want the box. I don't really want this box that I drew in order to create the channel to put this into. And so then, because I wanted the box to be the right size, so this had to be 200mm that way and 100mm that way, rectangle, which is effectively pretty much as good as it goes. Is the section underneath that will sit in. Obviously on the lid it's slightly tapered down at this end and tapered down at that end, but once you print this out in TPU, you can cut it to length anyway. The main thing is to get the right size. So this will be slightly oversized, but once you've got it printed in TPU with a 2.4, 2.5, let's get a free orbit. Once you get this printed in the right size, you'll be able to cut it out and then use it. Now, what you could do for this lid is you could get some silicone sealant and just squirt some into the groove, or you can go and buy an O-Seal on Amazon, just an oversized O-Seal silicone, probably the best bet to be honest, because TPU, it's okay, but silicone's got much more flexibility to it. So I'm going to try both. I'm going to try the O-Seal, cut it down, and I'm going to print my own TPU seal, cut it down, fit it, see how it goes. But so anyway, I've managed to sort of hack it. I say I did create a box originally. I don't know if it's going to show up now. Yeah, there you go. And I drew myself a channel, and then I basically, this is me cutting out the bits, kind of hacked away at it to get what I wanted, which was the seal at the very end, of the TPU seal. So it's not pretty the way I've done it, and I'm sure there's you Fusion 360 aficionados will show me a better way to do it, but I wanted it to be approximately 200 by 100 and to be circular, so then I could create a new one. And I'll practice more with Fusion 360, but that's how I managed to create the seal, and I'll make it available on Thingiverse along with other information. All right, good luck.